We're asking underrepresented founders to bootstrap, but is this just us asking them to do more with less, just wrapped in a new narrative?
It is, but that doesn't mean it's a bad outcome for founders. This is my very, I'm not sure it's a very popular statement, but I've made it quite a lot and I kind of stick by it. And I think the only reason I stick by it is because the costs to bootstrap are coming down so far that actually is becoming more viable for people even who aren't on high income jobs. So previously, I think the challenge with bootstrapping was if you wanted to get a product to revenue, you would often have to, if you didn't have someone technical on the team, you'd often have to outsource it to a design and development agency. And what that would offer, if you're building a tech business or do lots of product development, that's still quite hard. And that meant lots of people who were bootstrapping essentially were in really well-paid jobs and either doing this as a side hustle or had managed to make great savings and, you know, they could invest their life savings into a product, which is still risky and I don't want to underplay that risk, but there's still a massive privilege in being able to do that and afford to do that. I think what's changing is as the cost to build with low code tools comes down, it is increasingly accessible for people who are working much less paid, lower paid jobs to either work alongside. It's still hard if you're juggling multiple jobs. There's still a barrier there, especially if you have carrying responsibilities. But that is becoming more and more accessible, especially with things like free trials. And so I think we are asking founders to do more with less, but also the less is shrinking. And I think the other critical thing here is the reason I'm not so against it is I actually think it gives founders options. So if you prove to yourself you can get to revenue earlier, or you can at least prove demand, you're in a much stronger position